Well, we've heard about the term quiet quitting. This is when employees decide not to take on any extra duties while they're at work. Well, now social media is buzzing about something called quiet firing. This refers to when an employer intentionally mistreats an employee in an effort to get them to quit, avoiding having to actually fire them. For more, we're joined now by Michal Strahilevitz, a marketing professor at St. Mary's College and director of the Elfenwork Center for Responsible Business. Great to have you on once again today, Michal. Always good to see you. What are some of the examples of quiet firing? What does this actually look like, and how often do you think this is actually happening?
Well, sadly, it's one of the things that's not new, but should be old and done with. It's not that different from when someone's in a romantic relationship, and rather than ending it because they're unhappy, they just treat their partner badly in the hope that the partner will leave. So in a work context, it can be a lot of things. It can be not promoting them. It can be not acknowledging when they go above and beyond, but acknowledging other people and doing that publicly. Nice comment, nice comment, nice comment, your turn. Next, right? So there's so many. It can be micro and it can be macro. So the big things of really just saying things that are bordering on humiliation. And it's really a form of bullying, but it's bullying with a goal of getting the person to leave. And it's a sign whoever's doing it is just a bad leader, a bad manager. It's toxic. It's what we always talk about, a toxic work environment. And that's the kind of behavior that makes the environment not only toxic for the person who's the target of the quiet firing, but also the people who are watching it, because we all have empathy, or at least hopefully most of us do. Yeah. And so even if you're not the target and you see it happening to someone you work with, it doesn't make coming to work enjoyable. It's not inspiring. It's not motivating. It actually demotivates. And in many cases, it actually leads to quiet quitting, not just from the person who's getting the quiet firing, but from their peers who think, you know, if they're treating people like that, I'm not going to go above and beyond for an organization that treats people that way.
Isn't this, you know, you talk about it being a pretty kind of passive aggressive approach here by employers. Isn't there a chance that this backfires? So you talk about this is more likely to lead to that kind of toxic work environment, but it might also lead to legal action, potentially lawsuits, if someone is sort of pushed out the door in a subtle way.
Yeah, so lawsuits is one possibility that may or may not happen depending on the nature of the sort of bullying behavior. Some of the times it's subtle and it's not something you can sue over. The laws around employment are a little bit like it's hard to sue for something like that, unless of course it's discrimination based. But what I can tell you is it's absolutely a bad strategy that absolutely backfires, because that person, even if you get them to quit because of your behavior, they're going to tell their friends, they're going to tell colleagues. At their next job, everyone's going to know about their experience. And word travels really fast. I mean, we have social media, but we also talk about these things. And when people are traumatized, they talk about it. And then you get a reputation that makes it very hard for you to hire. And as I said before, when people witness it, even if it's not happening to them, we don't like, you know, I certainly think being bullied is a nightmare, but watching other people be bullied is also incredibly painful, because again, we have empathy, we have sympathy, and it makes the people who are staying there either literally look for another job or just do the bare minimum, which gets us from quiet firing to quiet quitting at an epidemic level. So it's exactly what we teach when we're talking about responsible leadership. This is exactly what we teach people not to do. If you have a problem with an employee, you sit down and you have a conversation with them.
Better communication.
You're open and you're authentic. Yeah, absolutely.
Improved communication. Yeah, Michal, you know what? We have to leave it. That's okay. We always appreciate your time. We look forward to talking to you the next time. Michal Strahilevitz from St. Mary's College. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, and don't quiet fire. Thanks, bye.
Thank you.